So yeah, hello everyone. It's Dark Cauldron. Last week I went to my first regionals ever for Yu-Gi-Oh. It was a fairly small event. We were only 235 players, but since it was my first experience, I wanted to recap on it, and talk about everything that I saw and did there. I took weather painters to this, so I'll talk about a little bit more about that later. But yeah, for now, let's just start. This is my plan of what I'm talking about. I'm gonna talk about decks I saw in the regional. I also went with a friend, so I'm gonna talk about his results. Not that in depth, but it's nice to say. I'm gonna say my results going game by game for what I did, what I could have done better, uh, regular stuff. Then I'm gonna go into my deck profile, and finally the improvements I wanted to the deck to make this a little bit more competitive, since Wear Painter is not that competitive. Say, this was the promo for the regional. Since we're a small region, actually the first place took an Xbox One home, which is pretty nice. But yeah, let's just start. The decks of the original, the top 8: 3 Sky Striker, 2 Thunder Dragons, 1 Solomon Great, and 1 Orcus and 1 Altergeist. Solomon Great was the winner of the event, which is really surprising, but not really, because since not a lot of people knew what he did, and it was a really strong deck. It destroyed everyone. I believe Thunder Dragon took the second place. It was only 8 rounds of Swiss. So yeah, 8 best of 3s. We did not have like a top 32 cut and stuff like that, because again we were only 335 players, and it was a one-day event. So there's that. The common decks I saw were Salmon Greats, Thunder Dragons, and Altergeist. Salmon Great, since it's a new deck, everyone wanted to play it, and yeah, a lot of people did. At least 2 or 3 players per table. Nah, probably around 2. Then Thunder Dragon, it was a really strong deck. I did not look into the variations they were playing. I did saw a couple Thunder Dragon Danger. I also saw a couple of just straight up Thunder Dragons. I don't think I saw any Dino variants, but I was not looking that much, to be honest. And Altergeist, just the pain of my existence. At least 3 Altergeist decks per table, easy. I think it was the most played deck by far, at least from what I experienced. And the rogue decks, aside from my friends and mine, I saw for hires, Ancient Gears and Dinosaurs. The first 2 were like the lower tables, we were just like kind of trolling and stuff. The Dinosaur guy was actually really high up. I think it was like 32nd table or something like that. So he could have gotten like top 32, most likely. But we don't really have the data. That the graph is provided by Morlo, which is one of the card game stores that helps promote the original and stuff. It's a top 8. So yeah, not much to add here. This is my second take, so because my video was not recording correctly, so I don't know if I missed anything. But for the moment, I'm gonna move on to the Chaos Max Dragon deck for my friend. He ended up the event at 3-5. He's a little bit newer than me to the game. We worked on this deck for quite a bit now, for like a year, since we don't really buy the expensive stuff. We slowly buy, a little bit of improvements to the deck. But yeah, round 1, as a thought, he got 0-2, or 2-0'd, I guess. I warned him about the Azathoth deck, but I did not know that it was actually run by heroes. Because when he was first facing the deck, and I actually was watching his second game because I kind of lost real quick, I was like, oh, heroes? Really? This early in the event? And then I said like, oh wait, no, he's going to link play. He's gonna go into Azathoth. Pass turn, flip the rank up. Azathoth, my friend, had nothing to do, or only really out, I guess, was like the alternative White Dragon, but he couldn't summon it because he was missing, I think, the blue eyes on his hand, which is kind of weird. But he was destroyed by that matchup, I guess. The round two Thunder Dragons. That was his bane of the of existence. He never did anything. The only out, I think we had was the Concealing Swords, or something like that. I don't remember what the card is called. But we were running it in the side deck, which was definitely a terrible idea. I should have put it in the main deck. He didn't see it all the band, so he just got destroyed by Thunder Dragons. Burning Abyss was a different story. I think game 1 he opened double Chaos Max and just OTK'd. Game 2, since Dante has to go back to defense mode after the end phase, the double battle piercing damage from the Chaos Max was just too much for him to handle. It was a slow bleed, but he managed to get the 2-0. Round 4 against True Draco. Game 1, he bricked. His opponent just killed him. Game 2, his opponent bricked, so he just 2-turn killed him with Chaos Max. Game 3, my friend bricked again, and he got destroyed by True Draco. He was sad because he could have won that if he didn't brick that hard, and he would have been the first win of the band. But it was like, wait, actually no, it's the second win. He could have gone 2-2, which would be respectable for a Chaos Max deck. Round 5, he had no opponent, no one showed up, so that was hey, I'm 2-3 now. Then round 6, Altergeist, he got completely demolished. Fun story though, the guy that was playing Altergeist actually was on the wrong table. He was on the table. He was on table 100 instead of table 99. So my friend should have faced the guy that was playing 4 hires, but since they didn't realize anything till the end, they just he just lost, and the guy who played 4 hire also lost. So it would have been an Altergeist versus Salamangreat and Chaos Max versus 4 hire. So it was unfortunate for him. Round 7, Thunder Dragons again. No outs. He got destroyed. And round 8, I don't know if it was pure Guki Esathoth or what, but he managed a 2-0. Game 1, I think the guy with Guki just placed the face down with 0 defense or something, because he obviously didn't know what my friend was playing. And he just, smashed the Chaos Max on the board and hit blindly, and for 8,000. So it was an OTK first turn, who was like, oh, that's nice. On game 2, he managed to get the win, just barely, because he was down to 1,800 life points. But he did manage to, win. I think he banished the egg or something to add back a Chaos Max, and then summon it back. Because actually, the funny thing is that there's a XYZ monster, which I don't remember the name of, that changes the card effect to add one, draw one card. So when my friend activated I think it was Awakening of the Dragon or something like that, he negated the effect, he drew a card and top decked what he needed, the Chaos form, to summon the Chaos Max, which eventually gave them victory. So yeah, that was my friend's run through the regional. So let's just go into my run, which was not better. Spoiler. Round 1 versus Invoked Magnites. Most of the decks, it's the first time I faced. I didn't really know what some of them did. This was one of them. I knew the cards, but I didn't know what to negate. So game 1, I kind of bricked, and I negated the Alistar, which was probably a really big mistake, because he managed to come back, invoke a couple Mech Knights, have Mechaba, and he just OTK'd me for free. I had nothing to do in that game. Game 2, I Ashed a Meltdown, which was a better play, because he actually kind of bricked. He had to slowly blade me with the Mech Knights for 3 to 4 turns, but I kind of bricked again, so there was not much I could do. Also, side note, I'm putting the cards that I think were the most impactful on the bottom right corner of the screen. Just it's the cards that I think destroyed me, or I should have known what they did beforehand. But yeah, round 2 versus Altergeist, the bane of my existence. I This is the guy that, well, he beat me 0-2 as well, 2-0. He's the guy that got the wrong table and beat my friend with Chaos Max as well. It was my first time, so I had to read a lot of effects. I did study a little bit of the deck before, but I totally forgot everything. I lost the dice rolls always. I bricked. I didn't actually get OTK, so that thing that says is is wrong. I opened skill drain, but one of his Altergeist guy was not negated because of protocol, I think. So he just disrupted me for the whole game. There was not much I could do. Game 2, I opened brick plus skill drain again. It was like negated. This time I negated everything. I hit him for a little bit of damage, but every time I banished my snow to search, he had like 3 or 2 ash blossoms, so he negated my searches. So I slowly bled him to 4400, but he eventually got like I think twin twisters or something. I don't remember what he did to pop my skill drain and disrupt the hell out of me. So it was a really slow game. I think we could, if we finished that, we would have gone into time when the game 3 started on the draw phase or something like that. But yeah, there was nothing I could have done there, honestly. Round 3 versus Luna Lights. I was building this deck a long time ago, even before the Sister of the Rose support came. So it was like a year ago. So I knew what most cards did. Also, I was thinking about taking this to the bench, but I didn't finish the extra deck, which was like, oof, I don't want to take it with an incomplete extra deck. I should have, thinking about it, but it's whatever. Round 3, I lost the dice roll as always, and I actually broke his board. I think I started, but he beated me. Then he passed. I broke his board, revived his cat dancer, and slowly played him to 1400 life points, which was sad because he then just pretty much hit me for 5600 life points like 2 turns after that and killed me. Saber Dancer is a freaking OTK machine. It's honestly kind of busted, especially against rogue decks like mine, if they don't get the correct setup. But yeah, I could have won that game probably if I played a little bit better. I think I could have activated Cat Dancer's effect to sacrifice one of his Luna Lights and actually win, but I didn't do it. It's all my fault. Game 2, I actually opened like a bunch of negates, hand traps and stuff. Also Call of the Grape to banish like his Kaleido, I think, and stuff. So I just negated him. He only managed to hit me for 2500, and I summoned Mellotron on his face. He was like, damn man. He was not affected by monsters, traps, or spells, so I just hit him twice with it. It was GG. Not a lot of things he could have done. I don't know if he ran Call of the Grape, didn't seem like it, or he didn't open it. Any of the 3 games. But yeah, game 3, I actually negated again his stuff, but it was not enough. I kaiju'd him, hit him for 2700, but he just removed the kaiju, hit me twice with his fusions, and I was dead. This is the one game I think I should have won if I played a little bit better. If I read a little bit more of the cards, but I just had to drop to the 03. So there's that. Moving on to round 4. Guard Dragon Red Eyes. I had no idea what this deck did. This is one of the dice rolls I won. I set up a good board, with like snow, the snowy canvas, and I ended with a trap that returns monsters. And I opened no hand traps, and I had no idea what this deck did. So he just comboed the hell out of me. These are not all the cards that were important. They were like, he had like freaking 6 monsters board. The Warrior Lord Savage Dragon had 4 negates. He had a Saryuya, he had double Guard Dragon, he had Metal Flare. He then went into some random ass XYZs I don't even know, and he just HK'd me. It actually took him like 27 minutes to do his whole combo turn 1. So I was just like sitting there. Since we were in the bottom tables, his friends actually came like, yo, let him play already, man, and stuff. It was really hilarious to get the OTK like that. But yeah, nothing I could have done. Game 2, I decided to start it. I decided in both of my lost wins, and I actually opened both, which was amazing. Since I kind of knew what he had now, I just set up my board with like snow, canvas, the trap, double lost wind. So when he started summoning, I waited for him to go into Saryuya, and then I lost winded him, because that was his extender. He couldn't do anything after that. Obviously all the damage I did was pretty much from the Strudel, I guess. But yeah, I think I saw my Maelstrom against him as well, and just hit him two or three times to end the game. Game 3 though, that's the sad part. He decided to start. We had like 8 minutes left for game 3. So he went his combo. He was hurrying a lot. I was like, yeah, just go ahead, man. Do everything. His advice was that he used this Strudel. So he went down to 4,000 4,000, tried to set up his board. Had the 4 negates, the Saryuya, the Metal Flare, and another XYZ. So it's my turn. I don't remember what I summoned, but I pretty much just went into the battle phase, beat the Saryuya for do 200 damage and pass. And as soon as he was in his standby phase, time was called. The judge came to our table and was like, well, it's over, my man. Since he was down to 3,800 and I was at 8,000 still, I won the game. I'm not happy with how I won it, because he was like, god damn, man, if I just went into a battle phase I would have won, which was true. I did not deserve to win, but I was like, you should have just done a kind of mediocre combo, I still wouldn't be able to break your board. You could probably hit me for 5,000 and just win. I was like, yeah, I guess so, but it's whatever, I guess. So yeah, this is my first victory of the band. I am now 1-3. Round 5, I played myself because my opponent was just like, yo, man, are you on table, like, I don't remember what table it was, 56, I'm like, yeah, man, oh, just tell the judges you win, I am going home. I think that guy lost all the other rounds, so he was like, oof, I'm just gonna go home, there's no point. He was actually looking for the top 32, so yeah. Were painters so good that they can beat your opponent without even playing a card. I went up to 2-3. Round 6 versus Altergeist. Since this was the second time I'm facing Altergeist, I actually did amazing. My setup was ideal. I think I won the dice roll. I negated stuff, and I just, pop him in 2 turns. Hit him for 3,800 first turn. Hit him for 4,200 second turn. Not much he could have done. I actually think I summoned Metaltron this game as well, which was amazing. Game 2, since he was playing Altergeist, I decided in the triple Twin Twisters, and I actually opened 2. He didn't really do anything. He only hit me for 500. And I just disrupted his board with Kaijus and stuff. Twin Twisters were in clutch. And this is the only time I actually drew freaking Pot of Desires. And it was the worst card of my deck, because I was already ahead. I used it, banished 10, draw 2, and the 2 cards I drew were Ash Blossom and the other Pot of Desires, which was terrible because I was already ahead. But it's whatever. This is the round where I found out about the ruling of anti-fragging spells versus my Weather Painters. Since I can put face up my card traps from the deck, it actually doesn't matter to anti-fragging spells, so you can just set up your board normally, even if that card's up. So that's a good floodgate to add. And yeah, game 2, I just hit him with Metaltron. Easy peasy. I didn't struggle this match that much, because all of my disruptions, Baylors were amazing. And yeah, there's not much to add to this round. So then I was on a 3-round win, so I was 3-3. I wanted to go for the 5-2, but then the Salomon Greats appeared. I didn't have a good setup, game one. It was kind of mediocre. I won the dice roll again. And I think, no, actually, he won. He started. I beat him for 1500. And then he just went into like the fusion and OTK'd me. He actually hit me for over 8,000 damage. Because he was just freaking, I don't know, too powerful, man. I think he made me have like snow. He negated snow's effect, so snow was like just face up with 0 attack. So he just rammed into my face with over 1,000 damage. It was really nasty. Game 2 I started. I opened a little bit better a hand. I knew what he was playing, so I dropped in like the double lost wind again, set them up and stuff, negated some of his monster effects and stuff, but since he could go into like even more links and more links, it was just stupid how much he did. In the end, he dropped the Lancia on my ass, so I couldn't banish monsters. So I was just, when he did that, I just immediately lost, since all of my monsters need to banish themselves for their effects. He was like, yeah, I had this on the side deck for the Thunder Dragons, so you were just unfortunate. And yeah, it made sense to me. Salmon Grays are really powerful, especially with that Lancia that just screwed my ass over. Nothing I could have done, honestly. I should have started this matchup more, but I didn't, and it's all on me. And finally, round 8 Altergeist. Even though Lunar Lights is the game that I should have won, this is the game I'm most salty about, because it's the first time I bricked, I misplayed, and forgot my effects. So like, I banished Snow to search, and on the other player's standby phase, I forgot to return her to the field, which just eventually screwed me over. I think this game was a little bit slower. Wait, no, actually, he hit me for 5,000 in one turn somehow. I have no idea how, because Altergeist are, like really not that strong monsters. I think he went into the extra deck for some reason. And yeah, he just beat my ass, honestly. And game 2, I opened like Snow with camp. I set up canvas, I searched my stuff. So I had Snow and 4 back row. And he freaking says, battle phase. And I knew it was over for me. He freaking used evenly matched on me. So I had to get rid of 4 cards. Yeah, it was just over from there. I could not recover because he negated a couple more of my plays next turns. I misplayed there because I could have chained the effect of Snow to banish and search for a card and only lose 3 cards. My 3 back row. And on the standby phase have Snow with canvas and Snow still on board. But I just panicked with the evenly match, and it's sad that it ended like that. But that was the end of my, the end of my regional. I went out at 3-5, which is kind of sad, but it's honestly better than what I expected. Everyone's surprised that I was playing Weather Painters. Most people didn't even know it was a deck. The first guy played like, oh, I thought you were playing both. Or Mech Knights like me. Most people were just like, like, damn man, that deck is weird. Actually, the guy that beat me on Salamagreat, he was the only one who was not surprised, because the round before, on round 6, he was actually next to me, so he saw me play. So the surprise factor did not do anything for me there. But yeah, that was the event. Moving on to my deck profile. I made the deck profile on my YouTube channel. I'll link in the description, I guess. It's exactly the same, except for I removed Dark Hole and I added 3 Mech Knights. So it was purple, blue, and indigo, I think. It was like a last minute ad, because I was like, I actually struggle a lot if I can't like normal. I'm too dependent on normal summoning, so I need a couple special summons. So yeah, it was they were okay. They were good against Ultra guys and a couple Ultra games. They actually saved me a couple. Like Luna Lights too. They were really good bodies. But yeah, what would I change? Floodgates. Probably add like rivalry. I don't know how effective that floodgate is right now, especially in my area, since everyone is playing like Salamangreats and freaking Alter guys for some reason. But it's a good thing to consider. Also, anti-spell fragments, since of that, it does not conflict with your snow effect, where you can just or things where you just put them face up. Also, this got recommended by me on my deck profile on YouTube, so there's that. More on brick cards. I probably should add more pots. Either the third desires, which would not be ideal because of the one-offs I play, but it's needed. An extravagance because I never wanted to do my side. I'm an extra deck. Honestly, I think I summoned Breaksword once, Acid Golem once to hit for 3000 as well. And that's it. I used none of all the cards. None of all the other 13 cards on my side deck. Duality I don't like because it doesn't let you special summon, which is kind of sad because, if the monster is on your stand phase and you draw duality, you can't use it. So it's kind of weird. But I saw a lot of profiles from when this deck came out using it, so I might try it, see how it works. Yeah, archetypes that I could combine this. The Kaiju archetype was good. It actually served its purpose, but it was not as good as I expected it. I should have probably added another Kaiju Slumber in order to make it a little bit more consistent, because I only saw it once and I just destroyed the guy that one game I saw it, so it would be good to add another one probably. Also Mech Knights, since they were really good, maybe add a little bit bigger Mech Knight base, a couple more cards, that would be also good. Pure, once the new trap comes, which I hope it's soon, because it's really amazing. It lets you special summon a weather painter deck monster from your deck. That will be just amazing support for this deck. I could also try this, or True Draco. Since freaking a Metaltron was so good this event, I'm thinking I could do more with this. Maybe remove the Kaijus and the Mech Knights altogether, fix my ratios with hand traps and stuff, and just add True Dracos. Since all of the continuous spells and traps I play. And other changes, again, the extra and side deck. My side deck was really bad, honestly. My Mind Crush, I never sided it in, which was bad, but I got like 2-0'd every single game, so there was no point in me doing that. Cyframe Gear, I never summoned. I opened it once and I couldn't use it. The third Baylor was good. I might add that to the main deck actually. Three Twin Twisters were good, but I think I need some disruption on my main deck as well, so might add that too. Last one was amazing. I want to move that up to 3 because it was really good. My Solemn Strike, I don't know why it's even there, honestly. And my Cure Seal of the Forbidden, that was my out to Sky Strikers. It's on theory really amazing. Its effect reads, when your opponent activates a spell card, discard one spell card. Your opponent negate the activation, and that card cannot be used for the rest of the duel. So I was like, well, if they open engage on me, I can just flip this, and they cannot use engage for the whole game, for the whole duel anymore. Which in theory is great. In practice, it was terrible because I never went into a deck that needed to use that many spells. I sided it in, I think, against Luna Lights in hopes of hitting the polymerization or the Luna Fusion, but I didn't open it, which was really terrible. My extra deck, again, I didn't go into any of it. As you can see, there's like 5 or 6 cards that I just put in there for the Metaltron effect. When it's destroyed, you can special summon a monster from your extra deck with the attributes. I should fix that, because again, Metaltron is really big, and that second effect never came up. And my hand trap ratio, honestly, I kind of break sometimes, and other times I didn't have enough traps. So I only run 4 on the main deck, but when I set it in, I pretty much had like 9 hand traps. You know, when I sighted my side frame and my third baler. But yeah, that's pretty much the band. You can follow me on social media at D-Alber or twitch.tv/darkcalver. My DMs are open. You know, anything that you're like, oh, well, why don't you do this to your deck? Or play a better deck, you nerd. I'm open for suggestions, questions, answers, whatever. You can comment if you want. Not really a big YouTuber, so anything helps, I guess. But yeah, see you later.